This episode was helped brought to you by our newest sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. They're a brewery out there in eastern Iowa. So if you're in the area, make sure to stop by Kalona and check out their brewery. Great food at the restaurant there, great beer, obviously. If you're in the Midwest, check out any Hy-Vees. I believe they carry the 6-packs, and they have different types of flavors. So you guys are going to want to, definitely try that out. And I think throughout this whole process, Fishing Kid and myself for Beer Fish Fanatics, we're going to be doing some giveaways here and there. If you guys can go ahead and tag us here and there with your Kalona beer. So other than that, enjoy the episode, guys. All right, everybody.
Thanks for opening for me, but
welcome to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Pop Fishing. We got
Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today we have the guy you probably hear about us talk quite a bit. My brother-in-law from Colorado, Denver area, and we are actually doing an on-site podcast, and we met him halfway. So we actually have my brother-in-law, Mr. Kim Fee. Welcome to Beer Fish Fanatics.
hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey,
Thanks for having me.
There we go. And we'll get into it a little bit more, everybody. We'll explain to you guys how, he was the man pretty much introduced us to ice fishing, got us into it, got us super excited about that. And then this location where we're fishing at today, we won't give the details of where we're at, but this is a pretty cool place where he actually introduced us to catch some amazing white bass, wipers, crappies, drums.
Yeah, a lot of drums.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. But other than that, man, huge shout out to Kalona Brewing Company, sponsor here, and we got quite a bit of beer. So, am I drinking this one? Aloha?
Sure.
All right, I'm drinking the Aloha Iowa since I accidentally cracked it and I wasn't supposed to. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. This one's 6.3% pineapple Belgian style ale. Thanks, Kalona. What you got, Kit?
Same thing. Normally I don't like the super fruity beers, but this one does it.
And what you got there, brother?
And I got a little bit of horsepower. American hef.
Yeah, you're gonna need the horsepower for all the fish you're gonna catch later.
I hope
Yes,
so.
sir.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers,
guys. Yeah, and I'm pretty much like Kit. I'm not a huge fruity beer guy. I believe the beer should be just pure, but this is pretty damn good for a pineapple. I don't know.
I'm drinking this. What is it, margarita? Also.
Yep, he's drinking a D-Town Grand margarita.
Jeez.
What's all in here?
3 shots of tequila and some Grand Marnier.
Oh, and some raspberries, right?
Some raspberries, yeah.
Yep.
Fancy. Yeah. So if we ended up slurring speech here and there, apologize. We had to do was that a Martell shot before we jumped on? Yeah.
We warmed up with some cognac, right?
Cognac.
Yes.
And the reason why is because somebody's birthday.
Yeah, birthday guy.
So we got cheers again. Happy birthday, man.
Cheers. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
So, you don't mind, man. You want to tell everybody a little about yourself? Just about you, Denver, fishing, Colorado, how you got to do fishing, all that good shit, man.
Yeah. Like Grandy here from Pop Fishing. We are related. But I also got my brother here, Fishing Kit.
Brother from another
mother. Yeah. So, just from Denver. Our whole family's there. So we grew up fishing. My brother John, he's actually outside. We grew up fishing together, him and my brother Dan. All the cousins, we just grew up and we just rode our bikes and just hit all the local spots and stuff. And that's all we did as kids was just fish. So, we started just fishing all the lakes around our house and different things and, catching everything we can from like bluegill to crappie to different things and, catching grasshoppers actually.
Like this?
Yeah, I mean, my son, so I got 2 kids and, my youngest one, Jet, he loves wildlife. He catches anything he can. So every time he's out here in the central part of Kansas and stuff, he always brings his little bug kit and trying to catch frogs and different things. And So grasshoppers, we grew up catching grasshoppers for fishing actually, and we would basically, our uncles were like, hey, we need some bait, and so then we would water the lawn, get worms, and then our second bait was grasshoppers. So we would, we had a open field in the backyard, and we would just go and catch grasshoppers, throw them into a trash bag, and actually bring them out and use them for fishing. So we throw it out there with the bobber, and the fish loved it.
Really?
So yeah.
All right.
Grasshoppers.
That's the next challenge.
Oh yeah.
Let's do a grasshopper challenge.
There's a food chain challenge where you go and you start basically with your bait and you try to work your way up the food chain. So you go out, let's say we go out catch grasshoppers, catch like a bluegill, then use the bluegill to catch whatever.
Yeah.
That's only like 3 fish, but I guess you could try to catch like a bait fish with a grasshopper, then use that bait fish to catch something else. Then let's say bluegill, crappie, and use that to catch a catfish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be the next D-Town versus D-Town challenge.
Yeah. As you can see, it's a challenge that we have with the brothers and stuff, being from Denver and the guys being from Des Moines and stuff. So it makes it it makes it fun. It makes it a good challenge, and we
Be kind of cool.
Yeah. What?
I think y'all have the upper hand lately, right? With the challenges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our last official challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See who's the reigning D town.
The real D-Town.
Yeah.
Hey, listeners, watchers, comment below. What's the real D-Town? Denver or Des Moines?
There's only one. Here
we go.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. That's always a topic that we always talk about. But we pretty much grew up just fishing for everything, like I mentioned. Like in Denver, it was just the summers we just go catch carp even, and we didn't know what was good or not, and we started off using like Zepco 33 reels back then, and just those little spin casts.
They don't fish with that anymore now.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're total opposite spectrum now.
We'll talk about that. We'll dive in that in a little bit too. We'll ask this gentleman.
It's you fish with what you can. Fishing with cans. So we fished with cans, or we didn't even have poles. We fished just straight off the spool from like Kmart. You go to Kmart. Obviously there wasn't Walmart at that time. You go to Kmart, they had the best fishing selection.
That's true.
And then you buy a spool of line real cheap, and that would be your rod, right? And then until you were able to get a Zepco 33, which is classic. It's a classic reel, and they still make them today. So Zepco 33, yeah.
We should do it.
You haven't seen that? Yeah, that would be good. We should have a challenge with the
Zepco
Zepco 33.
Right. Okay,
Zepco 33 challenge or something. But
actually, that could be the fishing kit channel challenge.
Yeah.
We do the Zepco.
I don't even know if I could cast one of those.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be fun, man. Definitely do that.
But yeah, I mean, Jesus that's all we did. Just fished a lot, and then our dad took us fishing, and we started going to like Big Mac, which was like 3 hours away from Denver. Into Nebraska just to catch some bigger fish, some bigger game fish and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so that was a different challenge, something new for us to go catch wipers and walleye and different things. So kind of opened up different doors for us. So it was fun. It was kind of time to spend time with him and with us. The 3 brothers. We always been on the lake together. So
So how'd you? Okay, so everybody's watching. Like we were saying, we're on location. How'd you guys find out about this specific spot, this lake that we're at currently?
We have a no lake name policy.
Well, but how did you guys find? Because just to give everybody's a point of view is that it's from where we're located, Central Iowa. It's about 5.5 hours. From them, it's about 5.5 hours. How do you guys even find a spot like this? It's somewhat secluded, but it's amazing fishery. How did you guys find spots like this?
I think what brought us out here was actually an ice fishing trip out here. We didn't come out here for open water, so we heard that the bite was good, and you could actually catch like crappie and like white bass through the ice in Colorado. If anybody's from Colorado that's watching knows that we're pretty much a trout state. Mm-hmm. So we have lots of trout. If you want to come and catch trout, come to Colorado. Because they stock, the stocking schedule for, they stock the lakes 3, 4, 5 times a year, maybe even more, depending on the lake.
Wow.
So they stock, usually about 8 to 10 inch rainbows is probably the main focus for Colorado, but you can catch anything from native, brook trout, browns, lake trout. I know Fishing Kit here came out not too long ago because everything was so easy, right? It's supposed to be
supposedly.
easy.
Yeah, supposedly lake trout are easy, but man, it was like one of the toughest fishing trips I had, and my face got sunburned so bad too. Man.
But we'll be back. But we'll talk about that more later. But this special body of water, kind of we got drawn out here because we were hooked on ice. So we went out. I would say it's been probably about 10 years since we've been fishing this particular body of water. And the first time we fished it was for ice fishing, and we packed the truck up and just loaded up our ice gear and came out. And so it was good. It was a different, the ice out here is different than back home. It doesn't last long, so there's a very short window. And we came out and it was good. It was a different type because you have to have a sonar, and then at that time when we came out, we didn't all have sonars. We only had one between us, and it was very hard because crappie are kind of suspended and they're in the brush piles, and you're trying to look for them and you don't know where they're at. So a lot of us were fishing blind, but the white bass, obviously, you don't need that because they're in schools, so you just kind of just rip them and they just kind of run through. But the crappie was a challenge. That was different because we don't really catch crappie through the ice in Colorado. So that's why we made the trip out here. And
That makes sense.
yeah.
So that's why I was wondering, like, you guys, why the hell they drive so far to go ice fishing for crappies? We're spoiled. Literally, you can go down the block and we can ice fish for crappies.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't go down the block and ice fish for rainbow trout or cutbow or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a give and take, right?
Yeah, we got those urban fisheries for trout though.
True.
But we don't have we don't really have browns unless you
No
go to like
browns.
the streams in northeastern
Northeast.
Iowa. Like we don't have those cutbows, which is a hybrid between a cutthroat and a rainbow trout.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have like straight up like cutthroat?
Yeah, there's pure cutthroat. There's different ones. The ones that we mainly be catching are down at I could kind of give the body of water. Or
You can.
A different lake, Antero Reservoir, which is owned by Denver Water, and that's world class trout fishing. We take Grandy out there every trip he wants. He knows that you could catch a fish of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I'll find a picture.
Yeah, in
We'll
that
post it up
lake,
here somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll find that picture. I'll post it up. Whoever edits it, we'll post it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So shout out to who's one of your guys at spot? Aaron, tying the jig guy.
Oh yeah, Aaron's discussing time. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you catch with him?
So he has, he's designed a particular ice jig that looks just like the freshwater
those
shrimp, the scuds.
Scuds, yeah.
So, I think, if you fish Ontario, you should actually have one of those. I mean, probably, the hooks are good. I mean, hopefully they'll hold up. The fish are big.
They're so small.
But they're so small, so it might bend out. But you're going to get bites with them because they look just like the natural bait in the water. So, Antero, great fishery. But they also have splake in that particular lake. So you can catch splake, cutbow, rainbows, and Snake River cutthroat. So if you're going to catch a cutthroat in there, it's usually a Snake River cutthroat, which is not as rare as like, what's the state fish? Some other cutthroat. I can't remember now. But
a trout. That's all.
yes.
I know.
Oh man.
But going back to the splake, that's a lake trout and a brown trout, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Is
ask
that
you.
right?
That's actually a lake trout and I believe a brook trout.
Brook trout.
Yes.
How the hell?
Correct this is, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay.
I wish I had my other Dan or John here. They know all the details of the species. They do a lot of So there's a splake. You can catch splakes in there and stuff like that. So it's a cool fish. So
We'll get John on here one day. I was gonna ask him to get on because he taught me technique to like this yesterday, how to catch fish. Like that's the thing with these guys. Like, or anytime when you go out and fish, just so people know, is that try different presentations. Like I was, so yesterday I think I was doing the same presentation all day long. I was like bouncing it off the bottom and just, popping it and reeling it, popping it and reeling it, right? So I didn't change anything. That's how I normally do, kind of fish on the bottom. So my brother-in-law, his brother, saw me and he's like, hey, try this real quick, Grandy. And he told me, fish the column. So in other words, just change your presentation and you can attest everybody the next cast, because what I did was I changed from fishing the bottom and just kind of slowly reeled it in and fished the column, and I literally caught a freaking 2-pound white bass. It was like, what the yeah, I said that. I said, what the I was like, that shit was like unbelievable that that one little change ended up helping me catch fish. So I mean, just so people listening or watching, like, it's okay to change presentation, and it's also okay to listen to other people, what they give you as advice and tips and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people get stubborn when it comes to fishing.
For sure,
right? Because some people like to go. Some people like to go, I'm going to this one spot and this one spot only, or I'm going, I'm fishing this specific lure and this specific lure only. This lake last year, I never really fished with spoons until that guy right there, Kid.
I gotta blow my nose. Allergies are kicking my ass out here.
It's okay.
I got some allergy pills for you.
Just blow your nose, man.
Like last night, man, my eyes are poofy, itchy. Like,
Don't worry, we had it out.
Yeah, so if I'm like all sniffly and nasally sounding, it's because of my dang allergies out here.
Yeah, and hey, sorry, listeners or watchers, sexy kid here showing the gun show and everything. It's super hot down here, by the way. It's over 90 degrees, and we're just, look at that gun show from Denver.
He don't want to make us look bad, so he's got sleeves.
Right? But it's still popping in the sleeves.
I wish.
All right, I'm popping such a much. I am thirsty because it's 90-something degrees, hot, humid, and I didn't catch shit today. I caught a drum. I caught one drum today.
You caught more than John and Uncle. I don't think they hit any fish.
Oh, Uncle.
Uncle caught a crappie in a drum
crappie,
or something.
Yeah, something. But we were talking like I like I said, it's okay to try new stuff. Like I said, I never fished spoons until Kit taught me last year at this location. Hey, try spoons, and next thing you know, we caught buckets and buckets fulls of white bass. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, spoons fun. It's an aggressive bite though. They have to be really tuned in to the bait fish. Other than that, man, spoon can be tough to fish. But if they're keyed in on whatever bait, like shad's the main forage at this lake. Silver spoon, gold spoon. Well, silver would be more for shad, I think.
For sure.
Once they're tuned in to that shad bite, oh man, spoons can be fire. Like last year we came out basically throwing along the shoreline, maybe 10 feet out from shore. Yeah, just burning it too. Not even jigging, just burning it and like boom. Yeah.
That's what I had to learn. So it's cool. Like I said, it's just one of those things. I think every time I go out fishing, it's like I learn something new, whether I'm by myself or with other people. But the thing is, I wish more people would like your brother, was like, hey, why don't you try this? Some people just see something like, that's not going to work, and they just do their own thing. They don't tell that guy or help them out or something. So it's okay to help somebody out, like, hey, this might work because it's working for me, or whatever the case.
For sure, yep.
And that's what my brother-in-law did. He goes, dude, just try this real quick, and if it works, works. If it doesn't, but then like I said, next thing I know, I was catching last night.
Yeah,
So-
like the spoons, you just cast it and reel it. That's it. There ain't nothing too much to spoons, really.
No.
I made the big deal. I'm like, what do you do with the spoon? He goes, exactly what he just said. Just
Cast it and reel. That's all you gotta do. The fish will figure it out for you.
he had to say that like 4 times to me last year. He goes,
Yeah.
Gord's, just cast it
Look,
and just reel.
are you jigging it? Are you popping it? Like, dude, cast it and reel.
Reel.
That's all you gotta do.
But it took for a while, but finally I understood and it worked. I got it.
Yeah, but-
let it do its job.
Right, but that isn't always gonna work because the fish, depending on what they're keyed in on,
That's right.
Like, you're right though, because I think this trip, so we came back and we're like, I loaded up on spoons.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh yes, we slayed them on spoons. Then
If
we
you
came back.
if you got spoons, just keep in mind you could use those for ice fishing too. So
Yeah.
I didn't use spoons for white bass and stuff until maybe a couple years ago, but we grew up later on we started using spoons and stuff. I mean, I think one of the first spoons we were using were like the Daredevil ones, the diamond, the yellow with the red, or the red and white classic Daredevil ones. You know, they were cheap at Kmart back then, or just buy the imitation. But nowadays, I mean, yeah, you should buy the original, I think. But back then you just had to buy the imitation, right?
Yeah.
The store brand one. But they work, and then we started using our spoons, Castmasters. I mean, Castmasters is definitely the best, probably one of the best spoons out there. I mean, it's so versatile.
I agree.
That you could actually use them for ice fishing and use them in open water. So we use it for trout fishing in Colorado quite a bit. So when you go to the high elevation lakes, the trout are, there could be some native or some might not be stocked. If you go up there, there's the cutthroat. Definitely you want to throw those back. They're native fish out there. They don't stock those. So rainbows, they usually stock them. So you could keep them if you're camping out there, up in the high country. Then they're great on the grill. You could cut them, and there's nothing like fresh trout on the grill, right? So you can do that. But the spoons, they've always worked. We've always used them, and then we brought them out here to Kansas and used them, and then we use them for ice. So my personal best cutthroat or cut bowl was at Antero. Caught an 8-pounder, 25-inch cut bowl, and it was on a Castmaster, a gold casty, just vertical jigging, and it was pretty shallow. So so you can catch big fish with spoons. So use them, but like it's the same thing like the water column that Grandy was talking about here. So the slower you reel, the spoon's gonna be, if you're in open water anyways, then it's kind of gonna be low. It's gonna be a little bit below the surface, right? It's gonna be a little deeper. But the quicker you reel, then obviously it's gonna be more in the water column or a lot higher up. So you just kind of have to figure it out. Where the fish are at.
And another thing that John told me was like, the seconds. Like we all do that when you cast it out. How many seconds you count to let it drop, and remember whenever you cast and you catch a fish, because I think that helps. I think that's how John knew yesterday. He goes, cast it out, leave about 20 to 25 seconds.
That long?
Yeah. Yesterday he goes 20 to 25 seconds, let it drop, and then start reeling it in, and that was working yesterday. So that's the thing. Like it's one of those things because the depth, how deep it was or whatever. For whatever reason, he said 20 seconds was working, and then that was one of the things. Like, all right, whatever, cast it out 20 seconds. And then start reeling it in, and then just slowly pop it here and there, and just keep reeling it consistently. But it's one of those things where I think that's a lot of people probably forget. Like when you cast, like, oh, you're so excited you catch a fish, but how did you catch that fish? Because they're probably in that specific, whether it's a column, depth, whatever the case may be. And I forgot. I don't know. I'm so excited I catch a fish. I don't care, I don't count that shit. I mean, those are the little things that good fishermen should know.
Sorry, I bumped the mic.
But all right, Kit. So how's our trip here been for you? Fishing wise, what have you learned? What are we gonna do the rest of? Because we're halfway through our trip right now. We got about another day and a half, or half a day. About a day. So what do you think?
So far, a lot of drum, freshwater drum, like an unbelievable amount of drums, and they're big. They got big drums here. I remember, Uncle, he caught one. It was about like the length of his, what was it, like 40 quart cooler or something.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It's big. And the one you caught like 2 or 3 big ones last fall.
Last fall, it was huge.
Yeah, big drums, like 28, 30-inch drums, 28-inch drums. They're big drums.
Big drums. And for like back home, like drums, they, I keep hearing, drums fight hard. And like the ones we catch back in Iowa, like they'll fight for like 10 seconds, and then we just ski them in.
It's a lot.
But here, they dig and dig and dig. I'm like, what the? I mean, we kind of figure out how they fight now, like when we hook up, because before it'd be like, oh, this is a white bass, and now like sometimes with drum, like, oh, I don't know what this is, but back home, like, oh, it's a drum, because it's like they'll do 2-3 head shakes, and then we just ski them in. Yeah, it's weird.
They just get lazy. Like we were talking on the way back, because we went out this morning. We were just talking like, for some reason the Iowa drums, they're lazy. Like he said, 2-3 head shakes, and then all of a sudden they just like lay to one side. It feels.
Yeah, then you just ski them in. But here, the drum, they just keep fighting and fighting. Like that's what I noticed about the drum here. Actually, all the fish here,
They
the
fight
white bass
Yeah.
fight super hard. I mean, white bass already fight pretty hard, but here, I don't know, man. Something in the water.
Something in the water.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It is. You got to think. Remember, Iowa get their white bass and wipers from here. So
Well, yeah.
it goes to show you that,
Well,
there's
they get the wipers from here.
wipers for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, you're right.
Wherever the fishery's at. It's in Kansas, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Milford,
Possibly.
maybe. They probably got a few other
Yeah.
fisheries. But yeah, white bass here. Usually the white bass is like the main species that we catch.
Here, I agree.
Yeah, and yeah, they
Crappies too. I think crappie season though. When crappies are hot, you guys catch more crappies than anything, right?
Yeah, it's this is the first time we've been out in June, so it's,
Okay.
we're in the third week of June, so it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
You get a lot of alligator, gar, and carp coming into the coves and stuff, so they're probably spooking a lot of the fish. And
Yeah,
you know,
well, I don't think they're alligator gar. They're either. I want to say they're long nose.
it's one of those
Long
gars.
nose are spotted. Like alligator gar, they can get like 6 feet long, 7 feet long.
So I'm not gonna drink this half for you, but
Oh,
I owe Fishing Kid a half a beer because we're messing around this morning, didn't catch shit, couldn't catch a bite, but we saw a billion gars.
Yeah, they're spawning for sure.
And then I was just, being my dumb ass, like, hey, I'll drink half a beer. If 2 minutes, can you catch a gar? This guy. He's just jigging it. So, by the way, listeners, he's just jigging it. Next thing I know, ooh, I got a gar. And he's like, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, I was like, I think this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, man, they got some teeth. I posted a picture on my Instagram. Like, they got, like, some legit
Yeah, they do.
sharp teeth.
He didn't even, he walked it all the way down to go get his pliers on his rod and everything. He's like, I ain't touching it.
Yeah, I ain't touching it, man. They got some hardware. They
do.
could cut you up. Even their scales. Like, if you grab them, their scales can cut you up pretty good,
Really?
too. Yeah.
Scales?
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, it was like, so we struggled this morning.
Yeah, it's been like catfish for some reason. We cannot get on a catfish bite. 'Cause they got channel cats, blue cats here, and
Flatheads.
Yeah, flatheads
Yeah.
too. So they got this lake's got a pretty healthy like fishery as fisheries goes, like pretty healthy population.
Species,
Crappie,
yeah.
white bass,
Yeah.
striper,
Stripers, yeah.
occasional striper.
Yep.
But it's not. I feel like it's not official though. I can't find nothing on the DNR, but they're in here.
They're in here.
They're
because, and we know that for a fact.
Yeah, because we know some guys that
There's
caught
some
a couple.
guys that have caught a couple, and they showed us the pictures, and we're like, so we know original striped bass are in here, not hybrid bass, striped bass.
Not white bass
yeah,
that people call stripers, but actual
stripers.
stripers. Whatever the I don't know if I can't think of the Latin name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But,
So striped bass, like the real striped bass, technically they're ocean or like saltwater, right?
yeah.
They can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they can also be
Like,
freshwater.
typically
too.
they're saltwater fish.
Okay. So the one that you can catch at this location here, so obviously it's in fresh water. Does that thrive and survive here? That type? I don't know.
I think,
I don't know.
you know,
guys
Depends on the lake.
Yeah, it depends on the lake. This is
Okay.
one of the lakes that actually has it, and obviously, you know, they have it here, and it's a gem to catch, you know, but it's rare, and yeah, they have them, and you know, you just pat them on your back and just let them go, but real special fish, especially in the body water like this, when you know that there's that many of them,
Yeah.
and you probably catch one or two, or I mean, I'm still trying to catch my only one, but you know, there's some other lucky people that catch them, but
Yeah. Was
you know.
this the first time you guys like in your group that?
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
caught one?
It was the first time, so it was pretty.
So
it was,
in 10 years, you guys been coming here.
And they caught.
This is the
finally,
first time.
you guys.
Yeah. So
Damn.
Yeah.
And they caught two.
Yeah,
Within they caught two striped bass, real striped bass within. I think he said like within 10 to 20.
yeah,
minutes.
it was.
That's crazy.
It was nice, but you know, like even like at McConaughey, they have them out there. So we've been trying to chase those stripers out there since the early '90s, and I haven't hit one either. So they're rare. So when you catch them, you know, it's kind of good to kind of take a few pictures and take care of them and let them go and stuff. Just because you don't know if they're really thriving in this fishery or not, you know. So
True.
it's just kind of, you know, and you know, for wipers, hybrids, you know, I mean those are stocked. you know.
Yeah.
So they're stocked for game fish, you know. So it's up to you if you want to catch and release them or whatever you want. But you know, as for a striper, it's definitely something special. So like, you know, when you think about Lake Mead, Lake Powell, those lakes have a lot of stripers, landlocked stripers. You know, they don't get like real big, but there's a lot of them. And then so yeah, they live in salt water, like out east, the East Coast they have them, or if you're up in like the Bay Area, like the deltas up in like Sacramento and those areas up there, you get those, you know, the stripers that kind of go into freshwater and saltwater.
So, what's your favorite fish to catch? Mr. Fisherman that you are. You catch so many species.
Mr. Fee.
You gotta pick one species. Like today, like if you can only catch one species, what would it be?
Right now, not for the rest of your life, but right now that you want to catch right now.
What's your famous?
Catch to eat or just catch?
To catch.
To catch.
Freshwater?
Any.
Sure, freshwater. What's one species that you can catch? Like you go out like, okay, this is my favorite fish to
Love
catch.
it. Yeah.
I think I definitely walleye. I think it's a challenge, you know, to kind of figure out what they like, because they bite on different things, and you know, sometimes they're biting on like a you know, like a jig and a worm, or a jig, or you know, it just depends what you're using. But I think walleye just
They're kind of elusive a little bit.
Yeah, they're sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know, they got those eyes, and they're smart fish. So yeah, I would definitely say walleye, just because you know, you don't get the best fight, but it's a fun fish to catch if you do. I mean, I went years without catching one. So I went years, and so when you start catching them again, it's a lot of fun. So
It's not, you're right about that. It's not the best fight. They're like a log.
they're like a log.
Once you hook into it, you're reeling it. I mean, they fight, but you're right.
Yeah.
But once you catch one, for some reason, it's just I don't know. It's like a prestige thing when you catch
What's
them.
the thump? They thump it hard.
They thump it hard.
Agreed.
But then
Yeah.
you know the fights, whatever.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite to eat then?
Freshwater. I mean, walleye's up there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, walleye's
but,
good.
Walleye's really good, and you know, if you fillet it, that's fine. But I mean, I just want to let the viewers know that I think the best part of like a freshwater fish is actually the cheek in the walleye.
Agreed.
And you just can't beat it. So even if you fillet it, save that cheek. You know, you don't have, you know, you cut off the head and save that cheek. You could grill it. It's kind of like when you go to sushi and you know, they're cutting up a yellowtail, you know, and you got what's that called, Goro? Hamachi or kamachi or
Shit, I don't know.
Yellowtail?
yeah, yellowtail, and they keep the collar, right?
Yeah,
So
they keep the collar.
They keep the collar.
You know what I'm
so-
talking about, right? With
yeah.
the fish. That is the.
That
it's
is.
a
That's
collarbone.
the same
It's
thing.
like
It's
a
a collar.
collarbone cheek.
Yeah,
It's
the collarbone
off
cheek.
that.
So
Yeah.
on a walleye, if you keep that, and you know, you could fry it, you could grill it. I mean, you could do different things with it. But that cheek in there is special. I mean, it's tasty. And
You ever have the walleye wings, they call it?
I think that's the same as a collarbone.
yeah. I think
It's
it's
a
the same as a
collarbone.
Oh, no,
collarbone.
it's the anal fins.
Ooh,
Those
I
good?
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, hopefully we catch one this week, but they just saved the fins down here near the bottom.
Really?
Huh?
Yep, they saved those like because there's meat.
Well, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
where all the meat and
Huh.
fat is. So they cut that out and fry that. I mean, it's not a lot of meat. You might get like.
But if it's
Well, I guess it's like the cheek too. It's not very much
yeah,
meat.
but if it's rich in the
It's
Yeah.
fatty.
flavors.
It's good.
Yep, it's
Dude,
fatty.
I didn't even think
And
about
then
that.
you eat the fins too if you fry it, because you know.
Sure.
I'm sure you guys eat fish fins. It's just like chips
Yeah.
when you fry it.
Yes, we eat fish fins when
Yeah.
you deep fry it. You know.
Yeah, when you deep
It's
fry
okay.
it.
You
Or
guys
air
should try
fry.
it.
Air fry is okay. I've tried it in the air fryer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did do that episode, so it was good.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it ain't no deep fried, but it's good. If you like chips, like salty, crunchy, crispy stuff. Yeah.
Oh, he's ready for another beer. Man, if he knocks that
man.
down, he's got to drink a full beer.
Man, I never done this before.
So, right now, just kind of give everybody a little heads up. We are down south a little bit. It's hot, humid. We're hoping to get a good white bass bite down here. What do you? I guess you can say, well, what's going to be your game plan going the rest of the way? Because we're down here, and our game plan has been hit or miss. I think this trip so far. 2 weeks ago, you were on fire, right? couple weeks ago you're here.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago. I mean, definitely you still had spawning white bass, and then you also had spawning crappie. So they're a little more dispersed. So it's windy today too. So it creates a challenge for us to kind of find a spot to have cover, especially when we're fishing from shore, right? So and obviously there's no boats on the water today.
Yeah, it's way too crazy.
You look
out
outside.
there.
There's
White
no
caps
boats.
like no other. It's pretty windy as heck down here where we're fishing. It's like, I think yesterday was probably the calmest. Well, I don't know. I got here yesterday, but I think
Yesterday
you guys
was
said
calm.
the calmest day.
Yeah, yesterday was nice.
Sunday night was pretty windy too, or Sunday in general.
Do you notice morning bites here has been spotty, like it's not as great? Or
Yeah, it's not as great. It just kind of depends where you're at. Like if you go out.
Yeah, we're never out at like the twilight hours in the morning.
Because usually the night before we have a few of these.
The nights are kind of late out here for us.
we have some very, very late nights enjoying beverages.
But one thing I noticed, like back home, I'd never catch white bass wipers at night. But here, there's a good night bite for white bass.
Agreed.
Yeah, like if you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes it's not even worth it to go out. Just wait for the afternoon bite. But if you're out fishing, you never know. Like even if you believe in like for us late morning bites kind of but if you're out there, you never know what you can catch. But I think it's more worthwhile if we just wait it out for the afternoon, evening bite, even at night. So we'll go out like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, come back, eat dinner, and then usually back home, white bass, we don't ever catch them at night.
Ever.
But here, when we got to that one spot, 4 casts, 4 fish for me. Yeah.
I don't know if he recorded it. If you guys see it, we'll post it up.
Yeah,
But,
I got it.
oh, this guy, he goes, doom, caw. Right? And then, so me and his brother like over here like, what the hell is this guy cawing about, right? So he goes, next thing you know, caw again. So that's 2 fish this guy caught. That's our mating call to tell us that we're catching fish. So then we're like, all right, me and John moved over, and then next thing you know, I'm on the pier or whatever, and then this guy, I'm telling you guys, it was 4 casts, 4 fish yesterday, last night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the night bite's pretty good here, so it's a worthwhile bite at night. Like back at home, I don't even fish at night. That's how it is.
It's so you're right though. I think that's one of those things that we always hear, like there's no night bite here. And remember when we first came here, you guys are like, there's no night bite here.
There's a good night. There's a good night by here.
We slayed the crappies that night.
The very first night, we're like, I got here like about 10:30, 11ish or whatever the case. We're like, it was almost midnight. Well, give it a shot. Worst case scenario, you don't catch anything, we come back, drink some more beer. And then we, like Kit was saying, we're like, holy crap, we just slayed it that night.
Yeah, but the thing is, next night we went out, barely anything.
Yeah.
One of our buddies, Mr. Yang, he's like, there's no night bite, whatever, I'm going to sleep. So we all went out, killed it. And then the next night, he's like, I'm ready. He saw
what the fish we brought. Yeah. We're like, fish fry. He's like, we're going to go get some more tonight.
Yeah.
Nope.
Man, it was bad. So it just depends. But generally the night bite's pretty good here. I like fishing at night here.
I do too.
It's a lot cooler, right?
Yeah. I think it's because I think the night bite here is like, it's calm. We can get there where we normally go. It's easy, accessible, and it's just fun because we can talk. And the cool thing is the night bite here is like when we're fishing, we can talk shit to one another. You're over there just joking around, having fun, and there's some lighting there.
Yeah, there's lighting there, so that I think that helps, and the water is pretty clear over there.
Yes,
like relatively, like compared to the rest of the lake.
Yep.
Where we're fishing, it's probably what?
It's pretty murky.
Yeah, it's pretty murky.
It's murky today.
Yeah,
I felt like it was super murky.
I don't know, man. Night bite here, it's pretty dang good.
So travel to fish, check out new lakes. I think I'm starting to get accustomed to just trying new places all the time.
Yeah, I think one of the other species about this particular, they do have a lot of catfish, and I don't think we've really targeted it.
Yeah, I think right now the blues anyways are spawning.
Yeah,
that's why they're tough to catch.
So we gotta get out there.
Yeah, I've been casting lines out. I mean, you guys know I love catfishing.
Yeah.
I was doing the bobber.
I cast it twice yesterday, and then I quit because I just wanted to catch something first. I was like, that was a struggle. I couldn't catch it.
I think we gotta just try a new spot over here. Just head west from where we're at right now.
Well, yeah, on the reports I was saying where we normally fish,
Yeah.
it would be a good spot. But I think
Okay.
right now because the catfish are spawning, it's a little bit tougher. Probably other times of the year, like when we normally come, would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got blue cats here. They're trying
We'll get
to.
them. I think we should try it. I mean, I think we're gonna have lunch here in a little bit,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna do much. So I mean, it's probably a good time to kind of.
We can take the kids out there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's flat.
Oh yeah.
we'll take
So-
it.
It's
so we can
perfect.
take the
The
kids.
wind's blowing over there too. It'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
We'll
I'm
take
saying-
go. We'll try it out because I
We
know
try-
that you're
Be kind
pretty
of cool.
itchy.
Yeah, if we can catch.
We know he's itchy.
I know if you can catch a catfish out here, or 20, 30 pound, come
Easily.
on, man.
Biggest channel cat I've ever seen came out of here. 33 inches. I thought it was a blue cat, so we just threw it back. But still, 33-inch channel cat. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's at least what? How many pounds do you think that was? Maybe
I'll say
15-ish?
15, 20 at
15,
least.
15, 20?
It
It was pretty
I
big.
ain't
It was-
even gonna guess.
It's pretty much as big as your leg.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it was.
Yeah, it was from like my leg, like my waist
Yeah.
down to my feet.
That's
That's how long it was.
pretty big, man. Pretty fun, man. I was watching, and the cool thing was his son.
Yeah, his
It's-
son.
Well, this is the thing.
Hudson.
Shout out to Hudson because this guy didn't even want to take out his rod.
And he kept bugging me. He's like, "Oh, bring out your catfish stuff." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to mess with it." And then like 5 minutes in, bzz, 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 bzz. And then we let that fish go. It was like the biggest fish Hudson ever caught.
Oh yeah, that was a monster. So
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
yeah, and then shout out to Uncle Grandy here, getting him a catfish pole for his birthday. So
Oh yeah.
so we bring that everywhere with us now. I mean, we've only had it for a few months, but yeah, we need to get that line wet. We haven't cast it yet, so hopefully later on, and
We can do it today.
we could try
Just
it.
whatever you catch.
Yeah.
Well, since here we can use anything we catch on hook and line, just like in Iowa. Like most states, or I don't know about most states, but some states you can't use a game fish, like whether that's crappie or whatever. But in Kansas or in wherever we're at.
Well, you guys already know we're south. No, we're
Yeah.
in
Well,
Kansas.
here-
We can
yeah,
tell
we're in
people.
Kansas.
We're in Kansas.
But
we
you-
tell people.
Just like in Iowa, you catch a crappie, catch a bluegill, catch a white bass.
Yeah.
As long as it's a legally harvested fish, you can use it as bait. That could be a largemouth, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything? Oh, interesting.
As long as you can legally keep that fish, you can
Makes
use it as
sense.
bait.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do
Yeah.
that.
So that's what I always do. Like the drums we've been catching, I've been using those. Maybe I need to switch to white bass.
I think so. Have you tried
Yeah.
that at all? White bass as a
Actually, I
bait?
did try white bass.
No, you tried it yesterday.
But that's why we caught the,
No, we took
the big ones on last time was the white bass.
we took Uncle's white bass yesterday. We tried it. We
Yeah.
cut it. I even used the piece, but I used the kind of the near the ass a little bit. And you're like, dude, what the hell are you using
You like
the tail?
you like should I use the tail? Like, dude, the tail's like no meat.
It was already pre-cut. I think you pre-cut it or something. So I just used it.
It's like asking you as a person, like, do you want the tail piece of a fish to eat?
I don't know, man.
Well, you
Alright.
was like, no, I'd rather have like the back strap, the filet mignon or whatever, right?
So listeners, watchers, see the struggle. I told you I love fishing. I'm not good at it. I had to learn shit like that. He's like, dude, what the hell are you doing using the ass meat? Pretty much.
Yeah, the tail. You already know. When you're eating a fish, you're gonna go for like the big chunky piece back here.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, the
Alright.
back strap.
Oh, I'll do that tonight. Well, we'll cut up some. We'll cut up some white bass, maybe crappies. Then we got a couple.
Like for me, like Uncle, he does not want to
I know.
sacrifice a white bass. I'm like, I don't care. I catch it. I'm gonna use it as bait. I want to catch a big catfish.
Just catch him another one. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. That's why I said I was like, I'll
Yeah.
catch him in another, which we ended up doing. So it's fine. It's
so,
fine.
Yeah. So yesterday we did. We go. Should we take a white bass? But Uncle, he's gonna take it and eat it. I get it. But we're like, man, we can catch a bigger fish. Worst case scenario, we'll catch him another white bass.
Yeah,
And
which we
caught
ended
him.
up doing.
Which,
It's fine.
which we ended up doing, so it's fine.
I mean, we didn't upgrade that white bass though.
No, we didn't. Actually, no. Dude,
Well, I kept the smaller
Yeah.
white bass, but I'm talking
Yeah.
about we didn't upgrade it to a catfish.
no,
is what I'm
we
saying.
tried.
Yeah.
But it was funny though. But it's one of those things. I hope we can get on the catfish bite. It'd be pretty fun to see. the catfish come out of this lake. The reason being, like you were saying, that I think high potential.
Yeah,
in
the
regards-
potential's here.
Yeah.
It's not like one of Kansas' other lakes where it's the blue catfish are more established. So they're trying to establish a trophy population here. The minimum is 35 inches, so that's a big catfish, or at least for blue cats. I don't know. I don't think there's a size limit for channel cats.
Yeah, there's no size for sure.
Yeah,
Is that a slot or is it just?
it's just
Yeah,
straight
no,
up
yeah, straight up.
minimum.
Oh, straight up minimum.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
But I think you can keep one only. One
over
yeah,
35.
Yeah.
But is it even good after that? If it
I
gets that
would-
big, I don't know. That's all I'm
I
asking.
probably wouldn't. Dude, I would.
Dude, that's longer
Yeah.
than this table.
Yeah.
Here, 35 inches.
It's like 3-foot
That's
catfish.
big. Yeah, 3 feet long. That's
Yeah,
huge.
you don't want to eat a 3-foot catfish.
Oh, those guys. That's what I thought so too. Then when you guys said like flatheads, everybody said like
Yeah.
flatheads is different. Like they're so good when they're big or something.
No, I wouldn't.
just more
They're
meat.
like flatheads in
Yeah.
this lake.
But they did take. Is flatheads the same tasting kind of as the other as blues? I don't know.
No, channels. They're very similar to channels.
So blues is similar, like tasting wise, eating wise, similar to channels.
Blues, they're a lighter like fillet.
Meat.
Like the
Okay.
meat is white.
Okay.
Here's the difference between blues and channels. Channel cats, they got a lot of the yellow meat, which is like fat.
Yes.
Well, for some reason, even though blues get like big and fat, they don't have any yellow meat. It's all white. But they got more, the red meat. They got more of the red meat. But like the rest of the meat's all white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a milder taste, so depending on your preference. For me, channel cats got more flavor, so I kind of like that more. But there's a lot of people that don't like fish. They like to eat fish, but they don't like to taste fish. Because like
You're right.
I'll post up, I make catfish nuggets with channel cats. Like, oh, you gotta cut off the yellow meat. You gotta cut off the red meat. I
You
mean,
get that all the time.
yeah, the red meat can get kind of gamey, but like it doesn't bother me.
That-
But on blue cats, they got a ton of red meat.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when you say the red meat, is that where like is it more fishy,
It's
gamey
like-
taste?
like-
Is that
yeah,
right?
it's more of a gamey taste,
Okay.
like cow or whatever.
Okay.
Not actual cow, but that it's like it's the Lao tie down word for gamey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gamey. No,
Yeah.
you're right. Huh. Interesting. No, I didn't know that. That's a big difference in their
But yeah,
meats.
man, I'll post a picture
So-
of channel catfish nuggets. People are like, man, you gotta cut off the red meat. Yeah, cut off the yellow stuff. So basically, you're like a fillet, let's say a fillet like this big. You're only left with like 2 fingers worth because you
Oh,
gotta
we-
cut everything off.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't really bother me. But I also don't keep huge fish. Like when you keep
True.
a huge fish, there's more of that red meat. There's more of that
Yeah.
yellow fatty stuff.
So you get the gamey but that's what I'm asking about. So everybody's like, no, the flathead, the bigger they are, the better they are. So I don't know. That's
How big are you talking? Like flies?
let's say 20 pounds plus.
Oh, I don't know. I never had.
Because that's probably at least what 15, 20-year-old fish, right?
It's an old fish.
If
Yeah.
it's 20 plus pounds,
I don't know how many years, but that's an old fish.
it would be.
Well, I mean, it's just more meat.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. It just doesn't taste as good as the smaller
Yeah.
ones. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like big fish, they accumulate a lot of stuff.
Look at this big fish right
Yeah,
here.
big fish. He's
Big
he's
fish,
got
yeah.
a lot of accumulation,
Jesus.
especially in the midsection.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's just more to me to love, man.
But hey, just keep whatever, whatever's legal for you.
Yeah, just keep it legal. That's the only thing. And then quit hating on the others who keep whatever they want to keep, man.
I mean,
God, get a lot of that lately. I don't know if you see it on Facebook. Or, you don't look at. So Fishing Kid doesn't check out social media too much because it's just.
you can go down a rabbit
Yeah,
hole
you're
with
right.
social media. Yeah, this guy don't even have a Facebook.
Yeah, smart. You don't
Yeah.
you don't have to hear and see the people who like, you're keeping that fish? What is wrong with you? Like, because I'm gonna eat it type of thing. It's just like he said, it's a big rabbit hole in regards to that.
I don't know. The keeping versus not keeping. That's a topic that could go. That's a rabbit hole topic.
Yeah, for sure.
Very true.
But I don't know. What's your bucket list fish?
Whew. For the year,
For the year and for the life, you gotta have a bucket fish.
Yeah, I guess there's
I mean-
there's one reasonable one that you
Yes,
can go like,
reasonable one.
and then there's the like, yeah, time, money, whatever, don't
Like a-
matter.
yeah.
Then there's that bucket list fish. So the reasonable one, like, okay, go catch a striper. That's doable.
It's doable, but like I mentioned, I've been trying to get one of those for a long time and I
Yeah.
haven't. So realistically, I would like to catch something big. Lakers are pretty easy, and I was pretty proud of our son Hudson. He was we're teaching him the concept of ice fishing and reading the sonar and different things. And kids, they got a short attention span. So he just turned 11. Trying to get him to fish, and even his younger brother, he's 8, Jet, and it's hard getting these kids out there to really stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to learn and how to read the water column on the sonar or fish finder, he was able to pull in the 24-inch Mackinac, a lake trout this year. So
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the pictures,
yeah,
man.
he caught a beast. So I think for me, I just want to break 20 inches. We do catch a lot of lake trout, but the water's got to be deep. You're catching fish in 60, 80 feet, 100 feet of water and stuff. So they're deep, but he got lucky and he did a great job. He reeled it in, and he had the drag going and different things. So yeah, definitely proud of the kid, and he was happy. And so yeah, for me, I'm just hoping, to catch at least, let's say 22-inch laker for the year.
Okay.
22 inch.
Yeah.
So just everybody can understand. Okay, 20-inch lake trout. How many pounds do you think that is?
Probably like a few pounds. Probably like 3-4 pounds, maybe 4-5 pounds.
Okay.
They're big.
So it's reasonable. It's attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when you're talking about, like Fishing Kid here was talking about limits and different things earlier, and what you keep and stuff. There's this free fishing tournament at Blue Mesa Reservoir that's sponsored by the state, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Division of Wildlife wants you to go there, and they have this fishing tournament that starts from February till July. So we won some money last year. We put in 50 something heads of you gotta chop off the heads of the Lakers, and then you put them in the bag and you label it how many days you fished, how many hours you spent on the water, which basin you were fishing in, and you put the heads in, and the heads have a scanner. So they put $10,000 of prize money out, and it's a free tournament. It's great for kids because they're trying to thin out the population of lake trout. Mm-hmm. They want it to be a kokanee fishery. So for all the listeners, if you don't know what a kokanee is, it's a kokanee salmon. That's a landlocked salmon that we do have. I don't know if you guys have that in Iowa, but I don't think we do.
No.
The water is it's got to be high,
No.
cold. So it's a landlocked salmon. Great on the smoker. It's probably one of the best things to eat on the smoker is a kokanee salmon. So people really like to catch those, especially before they transition over to like dying and spawning when they're all like brick red. Mm-hmm. You want to catch them when they're silver, right? So if you could get them when they're silver, they're probably one of the best fish out there. But Blue Mesa, for example, is the largest body of water in Colorado. Has all sorts of fish in there, perch, all sorts of trout. But they really want to make it a kokanee fishery, and the lake trout are super aggressive, so they're eating.
Yeah, that's why they're so easy to catch.
Yeah, they're so easy, right? So they're eating a lot of the kokanee, which they don't want. So they want you to go there and kind of keep all the 24-inch and under.
Yeah.
Lake trout all you want. There's no limit. They don't put the limit on there, so you can keep all you want because they want you to cook them. So lake trout. The other thing you can do, probably one excellent fish for fish tacos. So you could, excellent. So if you haven't had it, have some lake trout fish tacos.
Okay.
I haven't had that
All right.
yet.
So what's your no holds barred bucket list fish?
No.
No holds barred is like for me. I always, with these guys, we always talk about hopefully one day taking a fishing trip somewhere. So I'm hoping that us brothers, can get on to somewhere and just get on a boat and catch some tuna and catch some good, do what we're doing now. Just talking fishing or talking about us, and just having a beer and, eating some fresh sashimi or whatever. I mean, that's my bucket list. It's not just for myself. It's really for us.
Okay. So this is the thing, man. We're gonna put this on record. So shout out to Nick at Real Hawaii Adventures. We're gonna do this, okay? Sooner or later, he keeps hitting me up. We got to go out there and visit him. And he just bought a brand new boat. He's ready.
Freaking lime green, bright, crazy looking boat.
Yeah, he's ready to take us out whenever we want to go catch these tunas. So I'm gonna put it on record. When you say something like that, we got to make it happen.
Yeah.
We got to do it within the next couple of years, whenever, before we get too old and my back hurts more than no other. But well, I'm going to reach out to you, Nick. I'll tag you on this one. I know you listen to every episode anyways. Awesome. Thanks, man. But check that episode that we had with him on our podcast, but also check his YouTube channel out. But we'll reach out to him. He goes, anytime, whenever we're ready to go out there to Hawaii, he's going to take us out to go catch these massive tuna. Yeah. We can even go for marlins. He told us, depending on the season, we can even go after marlins. Hey, dude, grander. We catch a grander. That'd be dope, dude.
Yeah, grander.
1,000-pound marlin. That would be pretty amazing. But 200-pound tuna. I don't even know how I'm going to bring that on the boat.
Yeah, I'll settle for a 200-pound tuna.
Yeah. I'll settle for a 50-pound tuna.
There you go. And then we'll make it happen, man. We got to get out to Hawaii. We'll get out to Honolulu. We got somebody who's going to be able to guide us and take us out. It'd be kind of cool. We'll make it happen. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
And Nick's ready to drink with us, he said.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know. We'll see.
Sounds good.
Oh man, you better be ready to drink like a fish, because man, if this guy's going, oh man.
We don't call him Master P for no reason.
Master P.
But other than that, man, this is gonna be a good trip. We're halfway through our trip. I hope tonight, tomorrow we catch some more fish. We just figured, Fishing Kit and myself, we figured we'd record how we're doing out here. And we didn't catch shit today, so we don't always catch fish. We caught drums today. We caught a couple of drums, but yesterday we did really well. We caught a lot of white bass, so hopefully this afternoon we'll see. Caught a couple crappies yesterday too, so we'll see. But we wanted to get you on, man. This is my brother-in-law, like I said to everybody. He's the one who introduced me to, ice fishing and got me to custom, rod thing. That's his sister, my wife, is like, that was a horrible idea.
Yeah. I think it was horrible for all of us. I mean,
on the wallet. So you're listening on the wallet.
He's the bad influence.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the bad influence on the wallet situation when it comes to fishing equipment.
The fishing gear.
And he's not even the most expensive brother, by the way.
I kind of just learned from them, right? Fishing, we're all learning, right?
Yeah.
So how different styles of fishing and different types of equipment. But I'm a little behind, so I just learned from John, of course. But do we have more beer?
We're gonna finish it up here.
But
and we're gonna. So by the way, we're gonna close this out here pretty quick because it's his birthday and he's gonna have to drink a lot of drinks for us. But he was saying about equipment. Sorry, but
no, but about ice fishing. I mean, I think Grandy here, he brought back ice fishing to Iowa. So I mean, we didn't know that it was gonna be that big. We just decided to take him ice fishing on a trip, and we've been doing it for a long time. So we've been ice fishing for many, many years, probably consistently for a good 15 years. And the first time we went ice fishing was back in the early 90s. And I wish we would have just stayed with it, but we didn't. We didn't stay with it. We were scared. None of us swim. The brothers don't swim, and our cousin took us out on his first ice fishing trip, and we were scared to be on the ice. When you got 4 guys and nobody swims and we're just holding the bucket with the rope, we're out there, and it's scary stuff. So definitely practice safety. Ice fishing's come a long way. So there's the striker suits and all the different suits. Sorry, from different clam. Everybody they have their suits. So whatever your preference is, but practice safety. I mean, we didn't know that Granny would bring back ice fishing to Iowa, and even Fishing Kit. He didn't fish ice before, and
took him on his first date.
Yeah, you guys got him into it.
Yep.
That Then I went with him. Then I showed my friends, and it just kind of just spread out from there.
It did.
And then I don't know. I don't know if I would call myself an ice fishing freak. I mean, I guess I do. I have a lot of money invested in ice fishing stuff. But that's the thing is, I love fishing, so I have to ice fish because I ain't gonna sit around for 4 months out of the year and not fish.
Exactly, and that's what I was telling you earlier. Like, we should have just fished year round from the beginning, right? But back then it wasn't really like a big thing, and we didn't really know much about it. So we should have just stuck with it because we wanted to fish year round.
Yeah.
And it's a way to fish year round now, right? You could
Yep.
get on the ice and do that. So I didn't want to get you all on the equipment, but that led to like Saki. Saki
Yep.
building rods and doing what he's doing now, and I think
he might not have gotten into it if he didn't start ice
Yeah,
fishing.
Cheers, man. You know what?
yeah,
cheers to that. So
Yeah.
we just cracked another one, listeners, and we're gonna keep cracking. I'm doing the lubricator. I'm getting
I'm
lubricated.
doing the Kalona Classic, a light lager.
Oh, taking it easy. on
Taking
that
it
one. And I got
easy.
the horsepower.
So
Cheers.
No, but he's one. I think no, you're more than 1,000% because I don't think he would ever. So Saki Fishing would not. I took him to go ice fishing, and then he got into it. And the next thing I know, he's building his own rods, and he's building people their own custom rods, and building amazing rods. And then got you into it. It's just like you said. I brought that to Iowa. That was just the love, and then the love of fishing and ice fishing. It's like holy crap. We can enjoy each other's companies. We don't have to be stuck inside a house for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
We can still go out and hang out with one another and catch fish. And
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest draw to me, was that we don't have to be stuck for 4 or 5 months until we can fish again and see each other again in a way. You know what I'm saying? We can actually go out and just
Yep.
have a good time and catch fish still that we still love. So
I was always on the fence about it, but I was like, man, I don't know who wants to go.
but
And then when you were talking about it, you're like, yeah, me and my brother-in-law. Yeah. Like I borrowed your Markham.
Yeah.
Went out, caught fish. I was like, oh man, I gotta
You're
get
hooked,
my
huh?
own
You're hooked.
stuff.
game over, yo.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the thing though. This is the thing about custom rods. He goes, don't touch it. What the hell are you talking about? Don't touch it. Dude, you're going to touch that rod. You're going to do that. And then you're like, that's it. And then that's what happens.
Yeah,
It's just-
first time I met him, he busted out the custom rounds. I was like, oh my goodness, like I can't go back from this.
yeah.
That wasn't my intention, but
No.
I just figured, hey, it's something that you came out to Colorado. I'm like, hey, this is what we've been using. These are some of the rods that we got. So I just figured you check them out. I didn't know it was gonna be an addiction, but
The idea was like so foreign to me at the time. I was like, man, this what? I forgot what kind. It was like a black. Was it a tuned up?
I think you did have it.
You had a few.
T7.
It was a
T7.
T7.
Yeah.
T7.
Yeah, you had a few and you showed me. I was like, oh man,
It's
this
night
is
and day.
Sexy.
I know.
I had before I was using like a Fraybill combo.
Nothing wrong with that. If that's all you could get,
Hey, yeah. If that,
Get that.
if that's all in your budget, and that's all you care to use, it's
Exactly.
fine. I caught fish on it.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but man, once I touched that custom, I was like, ooh, man, sexy.
Yeah, it's come a long way, and we've been talking about the brothers like Dan and John and them, and especially John. I mean, it was way back when there wasn't very many custom builders, and it didn't really have the small guys. The small guys were still like Thorn. Thorn was considered small,
Very
right?
huge.
Or tuned up. I
Nah.
think even Tuger and they weren't out yet. I think they've been around since like 2010.
Yeah.
But Thorn was one of the first ones out, and I remember John having these fishing tubes like getting sent to the house, and I was like, "What's going on here?" I'm still using like my South Bend and Shakespeare and all that stuff, and you're gonna catch fish with whatever rod, I mean,
True.
as long as you know how to fish it, but you kind of tailor your fishing towards what you like, and the custom builders out there. There's so many of them right now, and Saki does a phenomenal job. So
Agreed.
if you never reach out to Sean Tran, and he does a great job, and excellent customer service. I'm not saying that because I know him, but he does rods. I mean, I got rods not just from Sean, but I got rods from I've been using for a long time that I can't give up because it's an investment. So
Agreed.
when John was getting the fishing too. I was like, what'd you order? You know, he's getting himself, I think one of his first rods was like a Perch Sweetheart. Or
DH from DH?
From Thorn. Yeah, Thorn Brothers. Thorn Brothers out there in Minnesota. So
Yeah.
he got that Perch Sweetheart, great medium light rod. It's a classic rod that they make. It's they still sell it, and now you get them with different guides. I mean, back then they were using just basically a outside Fuji guide, and that was like kind of the in thing until recoils came in, and then recoils and fly guides and different things to kind of make the weight and kind of like the ice buildup. But yeah, he was getting these thorns, and I was like, oh my gosh, how much are these? And I was like, oh my god, that's expensive.
Yes, they are.
They're expensive.
But ice fishing is not as expensive as open water fishing. Actually.
Yeah, sure. You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a toss-up.
Well, because, electronics not calculated, but even if you want to count electronics, open water, you can take your ice fishing shit right nowadays, to the open water. But when I'm talking about rods, lures, and all that stuff, ice fishing is way cheaper.
True. And you got a good point.
I mean,
it's.
I think ice fishing is super expensive.
It is expensive.
It can be.
Yeah.
Well,
It can be.
It is expensive.
Your striker suit, let's say your float suit. I mean,
Okay.
these are, more or less, maybe luxuries.
But
Your
you can
striker
compare
suit-
that to open water. Okay, a boat.
Well, a boat, yeah. That's like saying ATV for ice fishing.
True.
Truck,
True.
RV
Okay.
for ice fishing.
All right.
Right? Okay, but like from your open water fishing, grab rod, reel, backpack, throw some lures, go out. Ice fishing, you gotta get auger at the very least.
You're right. True.
And then nowadays the strike suits, the float suits, is kind of a big deal.
True.
That's like $400.
All right. So when
And
you
then
get
sonar,
into the high end stuff, I guess you're right. No, and that well.
Of course, there's high end for anything. It's gonna be
True.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
bare minimum wise, ice
Yeah.
fishing's more.
No, you're right. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Never mind. I take that shit back. You're right.
I mean, yeah, either way,
bare minimum wise, you're right.
yeah,
No,
either way,
no.
either one can get expensive. I mean,
True.
you can ice fish without sonar, but man, you're just poking around in the dark pretty much.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it, man. That's what they were doing for
That's what
life.
we did for a while. We only
It
had
did-
that.
till when is I don't know if anybody fact check us, let us know when was the very first flasher or sonar that came
They've been
for
a-
ice fishing.
They've been around forever. Vexilars.
70s, you think?
Yeah, they've been around for
Yeah,
a long
Vexillar,
time.
they've been making for a while.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, there's so many other companies now, right?
Yeah,
I think Markham came in, and they've been doing a product, and
Garmin.
now you have
now.
Garmin.
I mean, when you do bare minimum, ice auger, hand auger, rod, reel,
That's it.
sure, it can be pretty cheap. But you're gonna be, I mean, people do it. There's still people that do it. That's
No,
all they
you're
use.
right.
Like the schoolies, and they got a hand auger.
I think the other thing too, like we didn't know, because like back in Colorado, everybody's using ice rods, right? So when we came out here to Kansas, the few times that we came out here to Kansas ice fishing, I think people would do the bare minimum. They're still using their open water rods
Yep,
out here.
the
long rods.
Yeah, long rods, and
I think people here still do that.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
they're-
I think it brings some that nostalgic.
Well, their season is so short. It's not worth
super short.
It's not worth them investing in ice rods because
Really?
What?
You don't think so?
It's short.
It's
It's
a
so
$20,
short.
$30 ice rod though. I mean, granted, they're catching with or without it, right? In a way,
yeah, but
but
you're gonna buy a rod and reel. You're gonna use for what, 2 weeks out of the whole year?
Yeah,
I guess
the window's short out here.
The window's
It's
super
short.
True,
So.
makes sense. Yeah.
It can be as expensive as you want it to be.
So I just got learned again. Kit's right. Once he opened up the doors, god damn it, all the time. But anyways, if you guys like this episode, make sure let us know if you guys want to meet his brother, John, the one that. Because no, I think he knows. He's pretty.
I think what it is.
He's
is that
knowledgeable.
He's very
It's
knowledgeable.
more
and
technical.
He's very technical.
Yeah,
and
when it
he'll
comes to the fishing stuff.
he's gonna tell
very
you like,
technical.
like you gotta
Yeah.
fish it this way,
Yeah.
because he's kind of like our Colorado version of like fishing kit, right? Like they
Yeah,
they got
get you.
the, I wouldn't say luck, but it's also skill.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just like, you know, what your presentation we were talking about earlier,
Agreed.
and the way he fishes. You know, it's like he fishes aggressive, and he brings 2-3 poles out with him, and he's switching a lot, and you know, even if we're catching, he's trying to catch it on something that he just bought, some other bait.
Exactly. So
Like we're sticking with it because like fish are biting, and he's okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna try to catch it on this other hard bait, or
Yep.
I want to use something else, and he's trying to catch everything on his, you know, tackle box.
yes.
Trying to make it a challenge for him.
And no, he spot on. And game is right on because last night your brother did that. We were
Yep.
catching, and then he goes, "Nah, let me try top water real quick," and he's just trying little different things. So, like I said, listeners, viewers, if you guys want to meet his brother, it's pretty cool. He's a wealth of knowledge in regards to Denver, in regards to Kansas, in regards to Nebraska fishing. So, if you guys are interested, let us know. We'll see if we can get him on. We were trying to get him on today, but he's busy cooking. So he's grilling. He's a grill master.
Yeah, he's not fishing right now.
He's
but
not-
Yeah, he likes to cook.
He's grilling. So
He's been grilling for us all week. Pretty
man,
Yeah.
yeah,
We should have had something from Denver today, but
that's okay.
great beer, but you know,
But great company, man. Thank you so much, man. I mean, this is it's been fun, man. I've been wanting. So in case anybody's listening or watching, like I said, I've been wanting to get you on for how long have we been trying to get him on?
you know, I
Since
thought we're
like
going
the beginning.
It would have been good
Pretty much.
to.
No, it's been a while.
We've always, you know, I always wanted an episode with like all of us.
Yeah, just
Just so
talking
we could-
fishing.
We can do it.
Yeah,
we,
you know,
we can get everybody.
it'd be nice.
We gotta get all the brothers. So I have 3 brother-in-laws. Gotta get all 3 of them together. We gotta get Fishing Kit to go with me probably to Denver, or they can come to Iowa. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We don't mind going to Iowa. You know, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
wannabe D-town, but yeah, yeah, the
That's
fake
your-
D-town, fake
your-
D-town.
Fake D-town.
So that's it, man. What do you think, Kit? What else? What else you got for Kim before we sign off?
Oh, let's see. Man, I am so stuffed up right now. But,
I got some allergy medicine
yeah,
for you.
yeah. Well, yeah, I gotta get.
Hudson has some good stuff for you.
Oh yeah, some good stuff.
They are from Colorado.
So generic Claritin.
Okay.
Clarity.
Generic Claritin.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to say, thanks for coming on. You always take good care of us every time we see each other. It's always a good time. We catch fish, have a good time. Maybe drink a little too much sometimes.
It happens, but it's a good time. So
Yeah, but I don't ever regret our times together. Even though sometimes, like, man, I do not want that drink, and then here it comes.
I know.
but it's okay. And somebody's birthday, week trip. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining us on
That was a good time. You know,
on
thanks
the
for having me.
podcast. No, but thank you for introducing us to new types of fishing, new spots to fish, introducing us to new techniques. Not just you and your brothers and everything. Hopefully, we'll get them all on. But I think you guys opened us to a new realm of fishing. And when I say that, it's a great thing because you bring, like I just said, you bring so much to the table. Not just you, but just you guys, your family. And that's why I love my in-laws, because you guys introduce me to new things, especially when fishing. Something I love as much. And then they like beer too, so craft beer. So
Man, I
it's
feel
awesome.
like if you're gonna be married into their family, you have to like fishing
True. Or beer. Or beer.
or beer.
Or beer.
Yeah, we're definitely something that we like to
A
do.
fishing family for sure.
True
For sure.
At least the guys, anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, but we take our families. You know, I
Yep.
mean,
So, anyone's gonna go to Denver, let me, Fishing Kit, know. And then you guys get in touch with this guy, and he'll take you guys out to get some fish.
yeah,
Some
and
lake
hopefully,
trout.
yeah,
Lake
lake trout.
trout.
So
So
hopefully,
easy.
hopefully, if these guys can come out, I would say when that Blue Mesa one, we could get a spot, stay a few nights, because it's kind of hard to get there. You know, you're fishing at 8,000-9,000 feet elevation, and the lake is, some parts are like 200-300 feet deep. So it's a great lake. I mean, I want to take y'all out there, and you're gonna like it.
All right.
Yeah,
We
man.
have this hike of death. We call it the hike of death.
Hike of death.
Another hike of death.
Another one.
Another
I've been
one?
on one,
Okay.
but this one's worse.
This one's worth. It's not. It's bad, but it's worth it though. I would say.
I feel like it's farther, but like as far as like incline goes, it's not as steep.
Yeah.
But it's like a farther walk.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's a good mile walk. So you're walking down ice, snow. You know, I mean, it's a good walk. I mean, the kids.
So we'll put the link to his original Walk of Death video.
We were dying.
We'll show the original, and then this one we'll have to try. We'll do. You can do another video when we do this walk. But no, seriously, everybody, let us know whenever you guys want to go out to Denver or hang out with us. Listen, just hit us up. Let us know. We go out there quite a bit. Man, I can't wait to catch a laker.
And let us know too that we're not fishing guides, but we're from the area, and if you need some fishing spots, open water, ice spots, or whatever, I mean, we'll send you in the right spot. So there's no secrets or anything here. So we want everybody to catch fish, and
cool,
and we'll let you know where they're at if we do.
All right, that's badass, man. So text Kit or message Kit on Instagram, Facebook, myself, Mop Hop Fishing, or just Beer Fish Fanatics on our channel. Let us know if you guys are going to be out in that area, and if you do, go make sure you buy this guy a beer. So other than that, guys, till next time.
All right.